Alright, hello. I'm trying to get this computer thing to sit in the right place. I've got too much attached to it. How are you all? Hope you're all well. I am painting some Talons of the Emperor. Specifically, I am painting Valerian and Alea, but I'm going to make them be normal Talons of the Emperor players for Kill Team. So not doing anything over the top fancy. I do also have primed another model, which I need to do a little bit of work on before I'm ready to paint it, and then reprime a little bit to finish out my Talons of the Emperor Kill Team. So excited about that. Might do a little bit of Novitate Kill Team putting togetherness, which I still need to finish, and then I can start working more in depth on my diorama. But for now, I will just be working on these guys because I need something that is gold in my life, apparently. I'm trying to figure out what to do with some of the extra bits. Valerian has quite a bit going on with him. So I did some of the bronze from Pro Acryl, and then I went back in with bright gold on some of the other pieces. I'll do a bit of dry brushing, highlights. I don't know what else I'm gonna do too much to pop out here. I need to work on that concept still. But I did do some Thousand Suns blue on his kind of, I don't know what you call that skirt bit at the front of it, but I need to do that. And then I'm gonna do some of these pieces in silver just to let them pop out. And then possibly doing some of this in a color. Still haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet. I'm doing her just like I've done all of my other Sisters of Silence, but I'm going to actually hand paint the Aquila on her head. I'm quite nervous about that. I haven't decided fully if I want to do it on the front, the forehead, which I think is what she has, or if I want to do it on the back, which is also traditional for a Sister of Silence. Quite proud of the cape. I feel like I've done quite a good job of highlighting and popping it. Looks really good on the table. Looks really good close up. We'll see what we need to do more there. Still want to do something also unique again with her sword, just because it's a special sword. It's got a lot of character development on its own from the books, but super excited to see how she ends up turning out and how she looks next to some of the other sisters that I have. So that all said, I'm going to just kind of start in here. It's been a weird weather weekend here in the Pacific Northwest. It was horrifyingly rainy today, like torrential downpour, sheets and sheets of rain, versus yesterday, which was pretty much the antithesis. Not a lot of rain until later in the day, but it was just sort of even misty then. Kind of a shock when I decided to go out and do errands that it completely started torrentially raining. I do like these models. They remind me of the Sisters of Battle. They're very well put together. There wasn't a lot of mold lines to mess with. They've got a good feel to them that way. But also at the same time, they have a lot of detail and a lot of depth, which I love. Not all models get that. There's I was having a hard time deciding, actually, whether I wanted to do these with the bases that they came with, or if I wanted to put them on different bases. I did end up going with this base. I don't know. We'll see if I pull them off it and switcheroo at the end, but because I want to do them on their own sort of settled base together, which is actually where all these sisters are sitting. Move them off. Blur, blur. So they'll be sitting on here together. I'll make a little pedestal for them. I don't know. I don't know if I want this to be this. I kind of thought about it would be really cool to do the base as the I don't remember what the ship was called that they went on to, but it was the dark ship where they nearly died. She spoke. It was very thematic to the whole world. In one of the Dawn of Fire series books. Hi, your mom. How are you? Good to see you. Are you well? Doing good? Are you painting? How's your day going? I feel like on these models there's going to be a lot of cleanup. There's just so much detail. There's no way to pick it all out. There's going to be a lot of cleanup. There's going to be a lot of places where I just absolutely mess up and miss. Or put the wrong color due to not paying enough attention. It also requires very good light. Very, very good light. Good and bored. Well, bored isn't fun. Bored means you just need to work on your pile of opportunity. Or shame. Sometimes it is just a pile of shame. I do feel like when you're doing a very gold model, adding silver weirdly acts as a highlight. Acts as something that is really stark against it. Absolutely, being bored is much better than having a bad day. Bored just means maybe you've got everything you need to do done, or you're chilling out. Boredom isn't a bad thing. That's fair. That is fair. I've been the antithesis of bored recently. I feel like life has been very busy. Haven't been able to stream as much as I'd like to. So I will work to change that. Or at least try and stream a little more regularly, which is my forever promise, I know. I feel like this whole knife gun thing needs to be explored more. It is a very cool concept in general, but it seems like it has the ability to be painted in a way that I don't fully hone in on in the way that I paint them. Caught up in almost everything that you can do. Yeah, it does mean that. Like, I agree. Being bored means there's not a bunch of things vying for your attention. It means you're not attempting to find things to do that you maybe are just looking for something to fill your time too. I am glad to be what you have found in your boredom. Yeah, with this one there's so much detail. It's trying to find the places where I want to add the light gold versus I wanting to add silver, where I want to make something a little different. You're painting mini houses. Houses for your minis or miniature houses or both? I am curious. I have questions. These models are so cool. Honestly, Valerian and Alea and the story behind them is what got me into Adeptus Custodes at all, which I know is funny because so many people are into them. I had no idea, and they kind of felt a little meh. But these two, being the little rebels that they are, and I couldn't find these models in the US for the longest time. Finally found them on eBay, bought them, and then last I saw they were available again on Games Workshop, which is funny. For the miniatures. So what does a miniature house look like? I'm quite curious. Is it like a proper dollhouse? Do they have barracks? Are you building a Custodes barracks? Trying to decide if I want to do these side platelets in silver and then go a little further with some color. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna go for it. Make a decision. Again, because there's so much texture and detail, you can just kind of do whatever you want on these minis. And I don't know that we have an exact concept of what they should or shouldn't look like outside of what is on the box. Just two minis on top of each other. Well, that sounds like a house to me. Two minis on top of each other. So it's more like a place to store the minis rather than a place for them to live. What does it look like? Is it just a wood box? What are you building it out of? I have more questions. Yes. Yes, so it's a place to store them. It's not like a dollhouse. Because I really think that you should make a dollhouse for your minis. That would pretty much take the cake. 3D houses. Oh, that's cute. It's a little 3D house made for your minis. Hmm. So what else is going on in life, your mom? Any big plans, big trips, exciting stuff happening to make you unbored? Or just more 3D houses? Which is completely okay. Because I will be painting these minis until the end of time. Ooh, trying to find a new job. That's always a task. I feel like finding a new job is one of the most stressful things you can possibly do. And we spend so much of our life trying to do it. Do you mind if I ask what kind of job? What are you doing today? What do you want to be doing? Try and throw color into this model wherever I can so I see some places to do so. Be a little over the top. I feel like the custodies are a little over the top as it is. Night crew at a big box grocery store. If that's what you do today, is that what you still want to do? Are you trying to find a place in the same world? Do you want to do something else? No, Spike works for Costco, in the bakery. Sounds like fun. Similar path. Little of everything. Yeah, that probably means you do setting up and probably some bakery stuff. Being night crew. Feels like a lot of people in those store positions end up just sort of being what is ever needed at the moment. Whether it is help with the registers or setting things up and actually putting product on the shelf, you just do whatever is needed. like it's a fairly busy day for a lot of people. Don't know why. Sundays tend to be a busy day. It's like those of us who have Sunday, Monday weekends tend to pack everything in as much as we can, which I always hate. Makes me feel like I don't fully have a weekend. But I think a 40-hour work week is just stupid and ridiculous, and we should all have 32, no matter what job we do. And the concept of being just paid enough to make up the difference of hours. Not much of a people person. That's fair. I get that. I too am not much of a people person, but my job requires I be a people person. It's tiring. Maybe one of the reasons I can't feel like I devote near enough time to streaming. Valerian has amazing hair. High coif. It is a very specific kind of look he's got going on. He has quite the severe face, with a big scar over his face, some prominent nose and mouth, kind of in a drawn, I wouldn't call it a grimace, but it is a relatively unhappy look. End up having to do some mahogany, some leather. I'm actually gonna do some wood and leather. So I'm gonna do some wood on the gun blade thingy. Don't even know what to call this. An axe with a gun embedded into it. On him, there's not much in the way of either wood or leather, but there's a bit on Alea. He's got a belt, probably the hilt here. The hilt of his gun looks very leather-like. Bit of the top of the scabbard, and then everything else will do bronze or gold. Again, this is a very, very detailed model, so I feel like I'm well into the detail here. But at the same time, you need to have a little bit of extra oomph for something like a Valerian and Alea. Oh yeah, see, she's got more. She's got more going on. I do feel like every time I pick up a newer model, and these were made in 2020, they just have a very clean, careful, deliberate vibe to the way that they portray weapons or armor, the way everything kind of fits together. Injection molding is just beyond awesome. I absolutely love it. I'm doing, she's got a couple of bombs on the side. I might actually do those in a brighter color just to add a little more pizzazz. All right. We are coming up for 30 minutes. I am going to do a very quick 60-second ad. Nope, apparently I can't. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, sorry folks, I needed a little break. Got myself some snacks. Snacks. Who doesn't love a good peanut pretzel snack time? Got some coffee and coconut water. I'm good. Okay, now we can continue. Now I can physically keep going on. Okay, I might do that one. I do like the mahogany color from Pro Aquarel. Because I feel like it's kind of perfect leather color. When you're looking for a brown leather, it does a good job. Makes up for any deficits. It actually mixes really well with the bronze so that you can do something a little careful if you want something to be a darker bronze or almost create a little bit of a non-metal metallic feel. I still am not sure if I love the concept of doing this in bright gold. I might do that. I don't know. If I can do one of two things. Either I could take the same jade color and put it on the bits on the inside so that the outside and the little I don't know what they are, like lightning bolts on the inside were still gold, and then the inside was the jade. Or I could do the opposite, basically conversely, that the lightning bolts on the outside was jade and then the inside was gold. Haven't quite made that decision, so not willing to make a change there. Happy to have anybody's opinion. I will accept, take, and try and understand all opinions. I'm a fairly accepting person, much to what you may have heard. I really do love these models. These are some of my favorites to put together. There are a lot of pieces, but they all mold very, very well together. It's like they are certainly well thought out. It's like even the way she's looking compared to her sword, it's just perfectly offset. Ugh, chef's kiss. Love it. Love it. My other Sisters of Silence are similarly styled. They have the same kind of jade capes and armor. She's a little more, I would say, bright gold versus some of their dark gold, but I might actually go back. Those haven't been varnished yet, so I might go back and do a little highlighting on them. A lot of those have the fur capes and collars. And so this one's a little, I don't know, more ubiquitous to what I think some of the basic ones look like, so I want to find a way to make her seem a little more special. I definitely have a little bit of care to take on some of these pieces, but we'll do what we can to highlight what we can. Yeah, even those, see, that should be a different color, right? Try silver and just see what happens. We might just take that over with something else. There's all this imprinting on the sword that I don't want to get rid of. Even though I don't know what in the world it says. Yeah, I think that helped. I think that little bit of contrast between the gold and the silver actually does a world of difference. So now what do we do with the little grenades on the side and her center bit? So I want to do something a little different. I think I want to do the same little different with him. So I'm going to choose... Oh, should I do a dark red or actually a purple? I think I'm going to do a dark purple. Burnt red, dark purple. Burnt red, dark purple. Dark purple? We're going to do dark purple. Okay. Very, very lightly. We'll lighten it up. We'll change it. We'll add some red if we need to. I think this might be interesting. Oh yeah, and then if I add just a little dry swipe of purple, that'll look really cool actually. All right, I'm sold. And then we can cover these and then do some extra yeah. I do like the purple. The purple is just enough. It's a contrast with the jade. It's not too over the top, but it does add a little pizzazz. And then I think I will do that front in the jade then. Kind of a medium jade. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of white to it to lighten it up against all of the other colors. And I think what I'm gonna do is the black. And then I can go in and clean up the fronts of it. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. Yep, right choice, right choice. I'm kind of thinking about doing that Aquila a little bit different too. Let me see if... adding... That's actually good. I think then if I put a little bit of gold edging on it, it will make all the difference. Okay. All right, Sister of Silence. You're doing work, putting in the goods. Okay. I'm gonna do some of the cleanup on the bronze. I feel like I'm forever cleaning up bronze. It's like the only thing I paint properly, so it's all about the cleanup. Oh goodness. How is everyone doing? I am so tired. I've been watching the first season of Hunters so that we can watch the second season of Hunters, but I'm so tired from having dreams about the situations of what happened in the first season of Hunters that I don't know about watching the second season. Oh yeah, I can do that as well. There's Aquila on the back. I can mix a bit of the gold and bronze together to get the right effect I'm looking for. Sort of a brighter, more metallic bronze, effectively. There is not really been any talk about the next 40K movie show. I haven't seen much come that is more than the way of speculation. A bunch of people like us speculating and talking about their wants and desires. I wonder when it'll start to come to fruition of, okay, we've made a cast, we have a crew, we have a general story and plot, who is writing it, any of those kind of major decision points. I don't know how long they take to actually happen. Seems like it's fairly dependent per show or program. Some of them take longer than others. I don't know. But I would like to see something come out. Oh, does look good. I do like the gold Aquila. I kind of want this cape. Wish I could have it. I guess I could make it. Okay, we're gonna do another layer of the lighter version of jade on that front, so that we have something a little more stable as a base, whilst trying to still see the top layers so that we can actually paint our little lightning bolts. We're going to put her to the side. Now let's make some decisions here. So with him, so we did some of the purple. I want to add some of the purple to him. Don't know where I want to add it. I might add blue there. sounds right. Then we should do some blue. Blue on his gloves. Don't know what color any of this should be. I think red. Red is the general color for Custodes, gold and red, but I'm gonna go with blue. Thousand Suns blue. Why? Because that's what I buy. I buy blue. All of my red is spent on my sisters. Can't do blue anywhere else, really. This is Thousand Suns, and gonna make the Adeptus Custodes have some blue. I do like these colors. I feel like the Pro Acryl still are more vibrant in general. Citadel is easier to thin, easier to paint straight from the pot. Maybe that's the better bet. Thoughts, feelings, concepts, anything, anyone? Such a quiet chat. That's right, it gives me more opportunity to eat. Continue to snack. I love it when you can blend various factions together that don't necessarily have the same piece, but they go together well in an army. While both of these are from the general world of the Adeptus Custodes, I've done a lot different color palettes, one in jade and one in blue, and then just kind of play to the best of the strengths of that different faction, and I think it works quite well. In their own sort of light. Seriously, the hair on Valerian, though. Bane of my existence to find all the cricks and crevices and cracks and... Definitely giving him sideburns. Because why not? All right. So I'm thinking about also at least doing that middle part, like a sapphire. Yeah, I think that works well. See if I can undo some of the forehead. hate faces. I'm so bad with faces. The worst part. Worst part. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do these, add a bit more gold. Do these bits in like a solid mix. It's a lot of fun to think about the various color palettes, and with these models in particular, thinking about how they fight, because I've read about it, how they won the battle, like what those different kind of components were. That's why I like doing the sisters, because I know more about the lore and who they are, and can think about the different characters while I'm creating them. Where not all characters do I have that much affinity towards. Quite fun models. I really don't understand how this gun knife thing works. It seems quite cumbersome. You'd have to be able to switch it quite quickly from a knife to a gun. Though I suppose that is what training is for. It's not like a bayonet. It is quite big. I suppose it's a similar concept and idea. I've never been military trained. I wouldn't know where to begin. There are so many details, like the eagle's head on the bolt gun of the knife. And then there's, I think it might actually also be, I need to look this up, but it might be electrified. So should that Quilla be properly electrified? I don't know. I do not know. I do feel like I'm finally getting to the point where I am almost ready to just start tossing in wash and color. This is such an intricate model. I swear, probably the worst thing I could paint on camera. Barely able to talk properly, if at all. You can reserve your statements on that one. Oh yeah, that looks great. Well, Aaliyah is doing much better. Much better than Valerian. Valerian looks very boring. Which we probably shouldn't be too surprised about, but It is a little surprising, because I do like Valerian. I think he's a good character. I can't wait to see him again in the books. Hopefully he becomes or maintains an important part in the Indominus Crusade. I don't know. I do feel like there's a part where they just brushed over some of that. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm glad you're here. Much appreciated. It's always better to talk to someone than the void. Though I do feel like I talk to the void quite frequently. I do feel like there's a special touch to doing these front skirtlets that I am just not fully adept at. I want it to be really thick paint so that I can monitor all of the edges, but at the same time whew. Hard. Oh yeah, that one's better. That's better. Oh, need more coffee. Much better. Okay, let's try and use up the rest of this Proxetti White. Shall we? It's my favorite. That's why I have another jar. Ugh. It does look like cottage cheese. It's so awful. Be warned. Be warned. If you ever use Proxetti White, it will look like cottage cheese. Yum. Do her hair. Basically, we're trying to make the outside look more white than the inside, giving a gray effect. Do her battle mitts. Everything else in the back. Just do the cuffs a little bit. And we'll clean the rest of that up. I'm gonna go in and do a little bit on those. I'm gonna again clean that up because I don't want the full effect there. On him, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna give him a little bit of gray white. And then I'm gonna do the same kind of offloading onto his battlements. Giving a little bit of a gray look. It's gonna be anything leather, anything that is meant to be cuffs or mitts or fingerlets, sleeves. Anything that will have a little bit of wear, no matter where it is. Hardy har. All right. I'm pretty quiet. The chat's pretty quiet. I'm probably just gonna call my leave at this point. Try and be on later this week. Probably won't be on tomorrow. Might be on tomorrow. I'll be on late Wednesday. Probably Tuesday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. Everything is still lining out to what I want to do here with this whole viewing, streaming thing. So, thanks guys for watching. As always, thanks for letting me snack and chat. Much appreciated. And I will see you soon. Bye.